All right, good morning and happy Thursday. It is April 17th. So I am 17 days into the month of April, where my plan is to completely sell out my next 9x12 that I'll be distributing in May to Palmetto Bay here in South Florida. So a little progress update since last time. It's been about a week since I made the last video, and my cold callers have been working hard, hustling, and getting stuff done. So most of my cold calls are about done, at least for the first week, and I have a mixed bag of success. I think last talk I talked about a few of the people that didn't end up pursuing the ad spot at that time, but they're on my Rolodex for the next round. If I do another one like in October or next spring, they're probably going to be ready for that. But my Argentinian cold caller was really good, really effective. He was very proactive. After like his first couple calls, he was like, "Hey, I need like some way to like be able to reach out to these people after I'm done with them, and they speak Spanish. You don't speak Spanish, so you can't really email them. What can I do?" So I set up an email account on my domain, like info@datelocal.com. For him to be able to log into and send information to these prospects that way. So he was like, "Oh, cool, great." And he found the webmail address and put in the password and everything, and he took it from there. He sent emails. Some bounced back from the list of what emails I had there. So he went into the websites, found the right email domain to send it to, and then got it through to that way. So he was super proactive. At the end of the day, he gave me good notes. He's like, "Okay, this guy is Puerto Rican. He has landscape companies. So does this guy. Send him this email. This is what happened here. There's this other guy, George. He's a white guy. He has a painting company. So he was only interested in the small size, but maybe strike up a conversation with him." So I did that. So I talked to George. I actually have some drywall repairs that I need done around my house, and so I was like, "Hey, this is the deal. These are the different ad spots. I actually have some stuff, so if you're willing to barter for maybe a larger space, we can do that." He was like, "Oh, sounds great, man. That I could definitely do something like that. If you're interested in bartering, then we can work the sizes up. Just send me some pictures of the work you need done." So I sent him some pictures. Then I gave him a call on like Tuesday or Monday, and he said, "Okay, on Friday I'll come out. I'll check it out." So I'll be meeting with him tomorrow at my place and show him like the work that I need done, and then I'll be able to show him one of the cards in person, so he can get a feel for it, get a feel for like the thick card stock, and see the quality, see the actual ad spaces and stuff, so he can decide which space he wants to get, so he can start working on the design. I'll probably work on some of the design today, so I can have different models for the different sizes. So that's really good. I haven't heard back from any of the landscaping companies he contacted by email, but I'll be sending follow-ups to them and just kind of check in, because I don't have any other landscaping companies on the card so far, but they would be good potential prospects. I mean, two in an industry that sound interested, that's usually a good sign that that industry as a whole, and I always see landscaping companies on pretty much every 9x12 card that goes out there. Especially going into spring and summer here in Miami, everybody needs landscaping work done. So yeah, so there's a good amount of interest from landscaping companies, but they both speak Spanish, so I have to work on my email to send them out. My Argentinian guy from Fiverr, his contract was basically like 3 days. It was like 8 hours for like $45, something like that. So I tipped him an extra $10, and he did basically like 9 hours of work anyways. So he was really good. I'll probably use him again if I need him for another go around. I might, yet to be determined, because on the other side of things, I have a Facebook ad that I ran. I'll put like a little snippet of it here in the corner so you can kind of see how it looked overall. But it just like kind of called out the value of the card, saying where I'm going, what the value is, and everything. So I got a lot of interest coming in from that. One person they're called Skilled Visits. They do like mobile IV, like vitamin drips, and like mobile Botox, like mobile aesthetic services. So they're like RNs that visit you at your facility or at your home and carry through these like kind of med spa treatments. So they contacted me. They said they were very interested. So we went back and forth on the pricing and the space and everything. And they said that they'll take a big spot for like a discounted rate of like $900 from my regular rate of $1,000. And so that's a good one. So I'm working on the design now. I'll be sending that to them today. I want to have like 2 versions so they can kind of see like which direction they're going. They said if not, they can also design their own. It looks like they're kind of up and coming, but they wanted to get out into like this population area. They want to know what other areas I'm going to, so they might be a good recurring one if this works for them. So I've got to get them to put on a good offer so people really respond, because otherwise people, might not be ready to buy or ready to commit to something. So I'm hoping they have like some kind of lead magnet that I could draw them to, that people that are curious about it can click, and then that can count as like the response rather than like a sale or an appointment set. So I have to talk to them today or tomorrow and check in on what opportunity that may be. But so that's another double spot sold. So that would make 3 double spots sold already. And then I have a pawn shop guy that responded to my ad, and we struck up a conversation, and he's interested in like big. He wants like a big spot. He's like, I definitely don't want anything small. I want something big. So he was looking at, so I told him like the pricing for like a large and the like kind of a half page. He was like, all right, just give me the best space possible. Get the best space possible. So I told him like, all right, well, this is a side that opens up. And so when you see like your mail, you see the address side first. So you can have this spot right here, right above the address label. So when they're opening their mail, that's the first one they see. Or if you want like a double size ad, then like on the back, I have like a space for like a double that you could go into. So I'm mocking up a couple designs for him. He said, all right, let me think about which one I want to do. I gave him some extra discounts. I told him like the regular price for the large is $1,000. And then the half page would be like $1,800. He's like, all right, what's the best price? I'm like, all right, $1,750. I can do double space. So that's basically what it would be worth if I sold 4 single spaces, would be like $2,400 at full price. I'd be giving to him at $1,750, but that basically takes up 4 whole spaces of having to prospect and sell. So, it cuts into the margin, but at the same time, in order to get this out in May, that'd be nice. But otherwise, I'm also designing him a large space that would be like $1,000. I'd probably discount it to like $950, $975, $950 for him. So you might go with that one. So we'll see. Once I finish the ad design, I'll send them both to him, and then he can decide which size he wants to do. So that's on those. My other cold calling company is working through their list. I got one interested lead on Tuesday, but I wasn't able to contact them because it was after I had to take my taxes to the tax guy and get all that. So it was a busy day, and then I didn't have a chance to yesterday because I was off and I was with my family the whole day. We went to the museum to watch the bug exhibit. So my son that's going through homeschool, they just had a unit study on bugs. So we wanted to get there before the bug exhibit went away. So I took the day off from work and spent basically the whole day with him and my wife and my daughter, and went to the museum. And then after that, my daughter went for her nap, and then went to see the Minecraft movie with my son, who loves. We're reading about Minecraft and stuff. He doesn't actually play Minecraft. He's only like 5 years old, but he loves Minecraft and watching videos about Minecraft and stuff. So we had fun day watching that, and so I had no business at all yesterday focus. So I'll contact the lead that they had set for me for Tuesday and see what time is good today to contact them. I actually forget what the company industry even was, so I'll have to look back at my notes for that and take it from there. But they've been consistent at setting appointments and going through the list, so that's been a good pipeline flow. Because when I think about it, like I have all these companies that would take me. So my Argentinian cold caller, he told me he was working like basically 3 hours a day from 9 a.m. to noon, calling all these companies. One day he was like, I was able to get through 67 today because I had my script locked in and I was good. He has notes on every call, which I have to go through further to see like exactly what all notes he had. I know some were like, oh, no, nobody reached, nobody there, voicemail left, da 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 da. So he has like good notes for every single one of his calls. And so I can just go back in there and see, like, all right, which ones didn't answer. I could recall with somebody else, or I can have him recall again if I need to sell more spaces. So we'll see with this mobile AV company and the pawn shop company that buys gold, what spaces I have left. Because if the one guy takes like a whole half-page ad that would like take up, all these like 4 spots, then I already have 2 double spots sold, another double spot sold on the back, and then the painter, and then my family's tropical fish farm, if I do a double or a single for them. And then I'm going to put a little giveaway on this one, but not as crazy as busy as this one was. And put just a simple giveaway for like a Chick-fil-A gift card or a Publix gift card, because everybody needs money for groceries these days. And put that on there instead of this other one, because this one guy up in Orlando, he put a simple, basic one, free gift or whatever, gift card giveaway with the QR code, and he got like 100-something entries. When I did my last one, I got like 3 entries. So maybe simplifying and making it clear and stand out is better. So I'm looking at doing that. So that'll be like one of the other little spaces. And then I'll talk to the plumber guy I contacted before and see if I need my shower fixed, and see if he can do some barter work to get maybe a half spot in exchange for that work. So I might not have very many spaces left after I lock in these next few, and so I'll have to determine from there how much more marketing budget I need to allocate to selling out this card. So based on and then I have one other cold caller that's based in the UK that I hired on Fiverr to do 500 calls. And she was working on the script last week, and I think like Monday she was supposed to start. And I did something I saw other people like recommend on their Fiverr gigs, where they like sprinkle in some of their own phone numbers onto the list so they can see like how do they call, what number do they call from, what information, like how do they go through their spiel. And so I put my number in there 3 different times as 3 different companies with 3 different email addresses, the same phone number, just to see how the phone calls come in. And we're at Thursday, and I haven't received any calls yet from this person. So I reached out on Tuesday asking like, oh, how's it going? She's like, oh, I'm about ready to start now. She had good reviews online, the rest of the things, but starting to see maybe this person's not the best. So yet to be determined there. But I gave her a completely separate list, a completely different list from what I had from my other 2 cold calling groups, split testing. So we'll see. I haven't heard anything back from her. I think I had like a total of 510 businesses on there. So she should have been going through them. She said she'd be giving me notes daily, but I haven't received anything yet. So I'll be following up today to see, hey, where are we at on the progress on the deliverable of those calls? So that is where we're at with that person. And all things considered, the most effective campaign that I've done so far is just my Facebook ad and Instagram ad that got me these 2 double size at least spaces sold. The painter guy, he's going to be a barter, and then the other 2 people are more interested for later on that I got from cold callers. So, and then landscaping companies, just got to follow up and find out. Maybe they both sounded interested, so I'll just have to tap into them. Like I always say, I do a little free design work, send it over there, see what they think, and see if that motivates them to just throw the money at it. Let's go. So we'll see how the next phase goes. So I'll be working on the rest of that kind of stuff today. getting the final designs sent out to those two guys, get their spaces locked in. Then I'll know what I need to do to push for the next one. I'll probably make another Meta ad or Facebook ad, Instagram ad, whatever, specifically calling out certain industries that I have gaps for on the card. And like an insurance company, actually, I have an old friend of mine that went into the mortgage industry, and he actually messaged me in response to my ad and said, hey, we should talk. So I got to get in a conversation with him too. He might grab a spot for I don't know which side of real estate he's doing, but he might be a good fit for another spot too. So I have to have a conversation there, and then just determine, all right, what are the last industries that I have to fill out? With these all sold, then I should already be in profit for the card. And then it's just a matter of like finding the last spaces. I'm closing it down by like the end of April. And then I'll be on vacation the first week of May. So I want to have the hard cutoff on April 30th or 31st, whatever the last day is. And then send it off to print that first week of May. So that way I can get it in by that second week of May and then get everything distributed. If I sell out sooner, I'd actually love to get it printed at the end of April and then send off before I go on vacation in May. But we'll see. Because I know schools start to actually get out like early May this year, I think, down here in South Florida, which is crazy because I always got out of school like mid-June, and then we started in like early September. Nowadays, kids are getting out of school like early May, and then they start in like early August. It's crazy. I don't know what the school system's up to these days. I homeschool if you can. With everything that's going on in the world, it feels like it's better for the kids. My son loves it and hates it half the time, but he still prefers it to conventional school, it seems, at this point. But regardless of all that, we are going to, it looks like we're going to be able to fill this card and get it out for May. And I'm just going to be locking these last spaces. As I get ads designed, I'll throw them into the videos as I go. So I'll just go ahead and say this is my ad for the mobile IV, med spa kind of services. I'll put that there. And then I'll also put in the one for the gold. We buy gold. That's like the value prop that he wants to do for the pawn shop. And so I'll put those sample ads there so you can see what I'm working on. And then I have my public adjuster. I was working on his re-ad design. He's been out of the country for the past probably like 3 weeks. He went to, I don't even know. He went to, I think, Italy and Spain and France. I don't know. He did a whole Europe tour with his family. So I think he was coming back recently. So I have a redesign for him to go through marketing towards the higher end income levels of Palmetto Bay there. And so got to get just final ad designs, thumbs ups, approvals for those big spots, and get it done, get it out, and go from there. Being that it's like April 17th and I'm this far along on my card, that is giving me hope that I will be able to maybe do this more consistently. If the right advertisers get on the card and it works right and it's effective for them, then they all have expressed interest in going to more places and getting more exposure out there. So this could be good for a routine quarterly kind of thing. And if people see a good response from this next one, then I'll pitch them on like the kind of monthly recurring model where it's like, $250 to $400 a month for the larger spaces, and have it be every quarter we go to either the same place or another place and just like stack up accordingly. So that's going to be my value pitch to people after this next one goes out, to see if we can do it more often. Because the pawn shop guy, he's a pretty clever businessman from what I can see. He was like, all right, what's preventing you from just take my money and run? Everybody asks the scam question. And the other thing is like, oh, have you ever done this before? And I said, yeah, I did it last year to this area. He's like, okay, why haven't you done it again in all this time? And so I told him, well, I was going to do another one in October, and then with the election, with holidays and everything else, it just kind of got pushed to the side. I didn't get enough interest at that time, but this one I'm doing here is like, okay, well, what happens if you don't fill a card? Like, where are you at? Like, how many spaces have you filled so far? So I'm like, oh, I've sold about 60%. If you take a spot, that puts me about 80% done. And so he's like, okay, so you're well along the way. And I told him, if I don't sell out all the ads, how do I proceed? And I said, well, I fill it in with my own company's ads and giveaways and stuff like that to make it valuable. He's like, okay, all right, sounds good. So it sounds like you know what you're doing and you actually have a plan for all these contingencies that a scammer probably wouldn't have thought through. Or if somebody was just like, I don't know, it would just appear maybe wishy-washy. And so the fact that I had answers for everything and I knew what I was talking about, that gave him the confidence to say, okay, let's go ahead and do it. So quick tip for anybody out there doing this, have all those kind of contingency plans in your mind already, because people will ask those kind of questions. And if you're prepared with good answers, then that adds to their confidence level in you and makes it easier to sell. So other than that, just keep hustling, keep talking to people. Back to what I was saying about my cold caller doing like all these calls, he did about 67 a day. That, compared to how long it would take me to do 67 calls in order to reach like the 2 or 3 people interested and send them emails, that is worth probably like hundreds of dollars in my hourly rate in my mind of like how long it would take me to do that and how many weeks it would have taken me to do 67 calls. So if you have a 9-to-5 like me and you're trying to like get this work, selling out one of these in your community, and you're like, how do I make the time? Go on Fiverr, hire a cold caller. You can also hit up My Appointment Pipeline in the link below. They're also another company. So if you're in the United States and your target market speaks English primarily, go with them because they have the scripts, they have the process already made by a fellow 9x12er that knows how to work. Sold out 30,000 cards in the matter of like a month. So their script and everything works for the non-Hispanic market. But hit them up and they'll take you along the way. And that just will drastically cut down the time you need to invest in calling all these other people. And then you can just focus on building the relationships with the ones that actually answer, the ones that are interested, the ones that have legitimate businesses that are interested in growing. And that'll help you just skip all the wasted time of doing everything else yourself in order to get your business up and running. So that's my pro tip. Hire somebody to do the cold outreach, and also make a Facebook ad. Just do a quick little video, handheld vertical video of you making the pitch, have your sample card, have whatever card you want, and tell people about the value of it, and just tell them to comment or DM you if they're interested, and just take it from there. Throw $5 a day at it. I spent about $35 and I got 2 double spots interested, and it looks like these sold from just that. So that's the plan. Get out, do it yourself, and I look forward to hearing your success. Give a like, subscribe, comment below what you think. Bye. All right, what's up, everybody? It is Friday, April 18th, and I am progressing along in our journey of filling up this 9x12 to get out in May. So since last update, I finished off my cold calling with my teams. I got another lead yesterday that I called and they didn't answer, so I'm just going to look them up online and just send some information by email. I've had a few of those that, they send their information over that they have an appointment, but then they never take the call after that. But, it happens. At least I'm saving my time from doing all that calling and stressing out over all that kind of stuff. I had the guy from the painting company that I'm going to barter some drywall repair. He just came by this morning to check out what I've got going on in my house and kind of measure all the things that need to be done. And so I gave him my cards from last time, from the last mailing. And he was like, okay, yeah, this looks good. I probably want mine to be bigger and bolder, for my texts and calls out and stuff. So I said, okay, well, this is what I have together for you so far. And I showed him a mock-up of the ad that I already had started putting together in Canva, with his logo, with his brand, with stuff from his website, like the big top features that he does, a little offer captured in there. So I showed him like the $600 ad size, and so he said, "Oh man, I really like that. Can you send that to me? It looks really good." So I sent that over to him. I'll put a little caption of it in one of these places so you can kind of see how that comes together. I was just basically working on that last night, just asking ChatGPT, hey, what's some good offers for a painting company? I'm going to a high-end, high-income area, and this and that about the demographics and stuff here in South Florida. And it was like, okay, well, given that you're in South Florida, you're going after high-end clientele, you should focus on premium kind of services, like premium paint materials, so that the prospects know that you're a high-quality company. Discounts and all that kind of stuff might not appeal as much to them. They want to have superior service and superior quality. So focus on that in your ad. So I put that together in the ad template that I designed for him and sent that over to him, showed him in person, and he's like, oh man, that's really cool. So showed that I have some proactiveness in helping him out and getting his company some good attention there. When I had talked to him previously, he's like, man, I gotta work on my marketing stuff. I used to use Angie's List before it was Angie, and Angie's List was great. Angie now sucks. It seems like they're just taking everybody from their money, and they're not really offering great service anymore. And I'm like, yeah, I've heard that from a couple of people that have negative experiences with the new Angie, the way they farm out their leads and everything's recycled from all the different companies and stuff. So he's like, but I need to find another way around it. So I had already talked to him before about doing some Google reviews to get his business up, and some other things that he can do. His website already looks good. It looks like it's pretty well established with SEO and all that. But I think he could just use some more reviews. I forgot to show him my whole review tap card thing. When we reconnect again, I'll probably show him that as another way to easily get reviews from people. Super nice guy, super personable. He apparently lives up in St. Petersburg, and he just comes down every few weeks to kind of initiate jobs with his team of his crew, and then he just travels back up. So he's down every few weeks. So it was nice of him to stop by, check out my job, what needs to be done, and then we'll kind of reconnect. He's going to put an estimate together for me for the repair for the different parts of my drywall that need to be fixed and replaced and all that kind of stuff. And then we'll work out the barter from there. And so that'll be good. So that should take up another one of my single spaces. I'm waiting to hear back from my pawn shop guy for the size that he wants between the two options that I showed him. And then I'm waiting to hear back from the Skilled Visits company on their ads for what they like and for what they think of their design, if I need to do any redesigns for them, or if I'm getting the go-ahead for their placement. And then I'll just be locking down the last few. I have a few landscapers that I haven't, my cold caller sent emails to, but never heard back from them. So I have to follow up with them, probably getting some Google Translate and send some stuff off to them with some pictures and follow up. And I have some other people that started following me on Instagram since I did my ads that I haven't struck up a conversation with, because I'm waiting to see what my final layout is from these other companies, which spots they're going to take, so I know what I need to fill, and I can pitch them from there. So that's all going well. About 11 days left in April, so hopefully I can wrap this up real quick, because I want to print early May, get it out as soon as I get back from my vacation the first week of May, and get it out there into people's houses so we can watch the response come flooding in, hopefully for all these businesses. So that's it. Quick video for today. I'm going to get some lunch, and then I'll catch you in the next video. Take care.